Girls gamblers of all ages, MDC proudly presents the greatest betting show in the history of social media. It is Friday Night Sports Betting featuring Bleezy and Amicus, and I am your host tonight, Amicus. So let's get ready to gamble. Real quick before we start, I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you my co-host for tonight, who is also the co-host for all of the MDC episodes. And furthermore, just so you all know, when this man walks into a casino, pit bosses pay attention. Casino owners slip out the back door and parlay cards fold faster than a 7-deuce offsuit. He is the Miami Nostradamus himself, Bleezy. What's up, my guy?
No, I appreciate the intro. And yes, the casinos do know about me. Believe me, the back rooms, they know about me. And our show has been popping off in Vegas. I've got a couple of phone calls this past week, and people were like, damn, man, they're talking about y'all out in Vegas. But we'll get more into that here in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. No, those handicappers are scared because, well, you're about to see why they're scared. We have 8 segments we're going to go over. And we might as well get right to it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go ahead and absolutely. Let's go ahead and do the rundown. It's going to be the same as last week, guys. We're going to start off doing our stand-ins from our picks of last week, and then we'll transition right into this week, Week 9's game day picks. We'll go into the Fantastic Five. We'll hit our locks of the week, our perfect player parlays. We'll do our blazing futures, our college locks of the week, and then we'll sprinkle in from time to time a couple of bonus picks.
Love it.
Absolutely. Segment number 1 is what you see on your screen right now. It is recapping the stand-ins and what we did last week. And all I got to say, Bleezy, is the proof is in the pudding, baby. Fire, fire, fire.
That's it's in the numbers. The numbers don't lie, right?
Let's go into those numbers right now. For week 1, I went ahead and hit 8, 5, and 3. That means 8 wins, 5 losses, and 3 pushes for a win rate of 62%. This is why those handicappers in Vegas are scared, baby, because they're hitting a 55% win rate. We're hitting 62% win rates, Bleezy.
That's strong, real strong.
We went into our Fantastic Five. I was 2, 1, and 2 for a 66% win rate. And Bleezy went 7, 6, and 3 for a 54% win rate.
Yeah.
Fantastic Five was 2, 2, and 1 for a 50% win rate. And the money bets.
Go ahead and put us up against. Go ahead and look at any professional handicappers' numbers from last week and see how they stack up against that.
Bro, there's a couple of very prominent shows that have over 200,000 subscribers. I saw one cat. I'm not going to put him on blast, but he apologized to his subscribers because he has been on a cooler for the past month and losing everybody money. And if his clientels watched our show, guess what? They'd be able to pay their light bill today.
They'd be jumping on that bandwagon because, the main thing is our go-to locks, which we'll get into that here in a minute.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because on those locks, on those money locks, the biggest bets of the week that me and Bleezy, bet the farms on, we were 4 and 1. Let me say that again. 4 and 1. Out of 5 games, we won 4. We only lost 1. Bleezy was a perfect 100%. Collectively, we had an 80% win rate, unheard of.
Those are the picks that we're putting our nuts up on the table and saying, yeah, guys, take these fucking picks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Those are the money picks, and those are really the ones that matter, Bleezy.
Yeah,
these are the ones that matter.
Keep an eye on that, folks.
So here's what we're going to do. Every single week, we're going to start off the show with this first segment, And collectively, we'll show what we did in the previous week, but you'll see introduced next week for the first time the season totals. So we will track all weeks, total it up to see where we stand as far as a win rate. So I'm excited about that.
Love it.
All right, buddy, let's go ahead and get right into it. This is segment number 2. This is our game day picks. As you see on the screen, we're going to pull up our game day spreads. Just like last week, the spreads you see in red are my picks. I'm going to go ahead and go first in this session.
Here we go, folks.
And then Bleezy is going to tell us what he did for his game day picks. So without further ado, Bleezy, let's get started. Right out the jump, Bleezy. We got Sunday morning in Germany, 9:30 a.m., brother. I know you're excited for this.
Cheers to the boys in Germany.
Hey, all you need is a brat. You're just missing a hickory smoked brat.
Where's my brat at? Come on.
All right, we've got the Miami Dolphins traveling to Germany to play the so-called home team, Kansas City Chiefs. And as you can see, this is almost a pick'em, guys. It's almost a pick'em, but
we see your pick. So you're picking the Chiefs -1. What about what that line start at?
This line started at -2.5, I believe.
That's what I was thinking. That's a little fishy. No pun intended. No pun intended, Amicus.
Bleezy with the hot puns. Bleezy with the hot puns, yeah.
So we see Amicus is going with the Chiefs. Let me tell you something. We are the Miami Dolphins. You hear me? We are the Miami Dolphins. If I wasn't, I told Amicus when the show started, I said, I'm not going to be picking the Dolphins because I bet with my heart. But if it wasn't for that, the Dolphins probably would be one of my locks of the week. I love the Dolphins this week. Lock it in.
Yeah. Ooh. Are you making that one of your locks, Bleezy?
Not one of my locks, but locking in for now. It's one of my picks. I'm taking the Dolphins in this game.
All right. Well, let me give you my opinion on why you see red at the Chiefs -1. This was a tough one for me, Bleezy. I flip-flopped on this one. In fact, on previous MDC shows, I talked about the different variables on why. In fact, last night I mentioned Tyreek Hill and him running his mouth, and giving the Chiefs bulletin board material. We talked about Tua playing golf. We talked about the Chiefs not getting to Germany until Thursday when the Dolphins flew Tuesday. This has to factor in. But for me, when I laid all the variables out on the table, the -1 for the reigning Super Bowl champions is just too good to pass up. Like you said, it started at -2.5. It dropped down to -1. That means all the money's going on the Dolphins. So Vegas is trying to say, hey, look, we got the Chiefs over here -1. Bet. And I think that is the right play. I think the play here is Chiefs -1.
Okay. All right. You're on the Chiefs. I'm on the Dolphins.
Let's go. Moving right along, game number 2. And by the way, before we start on game number 2, I just want to say that, this week was really hard. These lines are really tough. I'm sure you can attest to that as well.
You're right, man. When I first looked at the whole spreadsheet, I was like, damn. Vegas nailed it.
Absolutely, they nailed it. What I realized I had to do is, you're going to see in a couple of these picks, it just wasn't clear to me. So I had to really dig deep and look at these little nuances, these little variables, these little tidbits that can really make a difference in the game, which I'll talk about as we go. So let's get into it. We got the Minnesota Vikings going to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Falcons. And you see, I have the Vikings. Go ahead and give me the points, +4 with the Vikings. Let me talk about this really quick. This is one of those games where there's quarterback issues. Both teams have new quarterbacks at the helm. As we know, Kirk Cousins, he got injured. So the Vikings are rolling with that Hall kid out of BYU. What's his name?
Right. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Hall. Jaron, that's right. Jaron Hall, right?
Yeah, the
So
kid
we
out of
got
BYU.
Jaron Hall. We got Jaron Hall out of BYU. Listen, man, if you look at his last 2 years at BYU, which was 2021 and 2022, I think 2021 he had 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. In 22, he had 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He lit it up. He came in when Kirk Cousins went down. I'm a believer in this kid, Bleezy. I'm a believer. But
Yeah,
on the other side, the Falcons, they benched Ritter, and they're going with Taylor Heineke.
yeah.
Heineke, that worries me, brother. And I know the Falcons are at home, but -4 for Heineke is too much. Go ahead and give me the points. I'm taking the Vikings +4.
Hey, I'm with you. I'll go ahead and say it. I'm on the Vikings too. I know they lost their quarterback, but they have a good team. They have a better team than the Falcons. I'm on the Vikings. Give me the Vikings +4. They could possibly win that game outright, but I'll take the points. Give me the Vikes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they'll win outright as well. All right, game number 3, Bleezy. We have the Seattle Seahawks going to what many consider the best team in the NFL. I'm not sure why, but the Baltimore Ravens. And the Ravens, as we see, are laying 6 points. Now, this was one of my easier picks of the day. I'm not a believer in the Ravens, as you know. I'm not a believer in Lamar Jackson when it comes to one of the elite quarterbacks. I get that he was a unanimous MVP. I get he can do it all with his legs, but he still has to prove something to me. He only has one playoff victory in his career. I'm not a believer yet. You have me. Listen, you give me 6 points with one of the better teams in the NFC. Give me the Seahawks on the road. I'll take the points here.
Let me tell you something. This is about to be the game where Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks go into Baltimore and spank that ass and expose the Ravens.
Yeah,
The
I
Ravens are
believe
about
it.
to get exposed, guys. They're about to get exposed. Seattle, give me the +6. Take it to the bank. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Bleezy. I mean, it's Pete Carroll, and you know he's going to draw something up. He's a
He's a good
defensive-minded
coach,
coach.
man.
He
He's a
is,
good coach.
man.
They've got a good team.
They
DK,
do.
DK Metcalf. Baltimore is about to get exposed
They
this
are.
weekend on Sunday.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
Walker the third, bro. Walker the third. He's a beast at running back. I love that kid.
I do
So yeah,
too. Yep.
give me the points. All right. Let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals versus the Cleveland Browns. Now this is in Cleveland, and here we go. This is another one of those games, Bleezy, where we have some quarterback controversy. Um, Cleveland is starting Deshaun Watson. So, I mean, I know that other cat was doing his thing, but Deshaun Watson is back. I'm not a believer in Deshaun, but I do believe he's a slight upgrade to the PJ Walker kid. And I do believe that defense at home is just lights out. And I do believe the Arizona Cardinals are 1-7. They're a dumpster fire. And Kyler Murray, I don't think is going to start. The Cardinals are actually starting some who are they starting? The Cardinals. I mean, some kid named Clayton Tune. I've never heard of this cat. You ever heard of Clayton Tune, Bleezy?
Never heard of them.
Yeah. So for that reason alone, I mean, I know 8 points is a lot, but I'll lay the points, man. The Browns defense is stellar. They're at home. Deshaun's back, and the Cardinals have a no-name quarterback. They're tanking for Caleb, 1-7. The Browns should cover this easy.
I like Cleveland too. I'm on that. You know, this is the time of the year where some of these mid-level teams have got to win games. And yeah, I'm on the Browns too. I'll lay the points, and I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. I see Mikey has a comment saying Dobbs will light it up. This is the thing that shocked me, Mikey. Dobbs isn't playing. They're going with the new kid over Dobbs, and maybe it's because they just traded for him and he doesn't know the system well enough yet. Who knows? But Dobbs is going to sit out on this one. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game. This is the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Lambeau to play the Packers. Listen, man, if you remember last week, my lock of the week was the Vikings going into Lambeau and
Yes, it
whooping that
was.
ass, and that's exactly what they did. I was on record to say I don't care if it's on in Lambeau or Pluto, it doesn't fucking matter. And the Vikings did their thing, won by 14 points. Bro, give me the points here. I know Matthew Stafford. Here's another quarterback controversy. Matthew Stafford might not start this game because of that injury. He might not start that game. And I do believe their backup is Mark Rippon's nephew. You remember Mark Rippon, the
From
Redskins
the
quarterback from the
Redskins. Oh
90s?
yeah, dropping dimes.
Yeah, his nephew is going to start this Sunday. So I'm not crazy about that. But let me tell you, brother, I'm not crazy about Jordan Love either. So I'm not going to love Jordan Love here. I'm going to love Mark Rippon's nephew here. Give me the points. I'll take the Rams going into Lambeau and whooping that ass.
Let me tell you something, Amicus. You were spot on last week. Right again, Amicus, about the Vikings over the Packers last week because I did sneak in there and pick the Pack. It wasn't one of my big games, but you were right again. But let me tell you something. At Lambeau, they're not going to get embarrassed twice. Give me the
Mm.
Pack.
Mm.
Lay the point.
Oh,
They're taking that W. They're taking that W, and that will be a win for the Pack. Believe that.
wow. We have some controversy brewing, fellas. Stay
Let's
tuned. In
go.
the next 15 minutes, it's about to get spicy. Let's go to sheet number 2, Bleezy.
Sheet number 2 coming at you right here.
All right. All right. Our next game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Houston to play the Texans. And as you can see, give me the points here, plus 2.5. I like the road team here. Listen, the Houston Texans got exposed last week. I called that game. I called Bryce Young to show why he was the number 1 pick. He won his first game in the NFL, and I think this is a little bit of a come back to earth. Houston Texans come back to earth. CJ Stroud. The Buccaneers from top to bottom are just better. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but he is better than CJ Stroud right now. He's more experienced. The Buccaneers have better playmakers, around Baker, and Baker has a lot to prove right now. He's got to get the Bucs back on track. This is plus 2.5. I have the Buccaneers winning this game outright. This was an easy pick for me, Bleezy.
Woo! Strong pick there. I looked at this too, and I was on Houston last week, and we saw what happened, but I'm not going to do that again. Give me the Bucs. I think the Bucs have a solid foundation. If they can get it figured out, I think they can make that happen. But I will take the Bucs in this game. Let's go.
All right. Finally, great minds are thinking alike again. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
All right. Moving along. We have the Washington Commanders traveling to the New England Patriots. Listen, man, you see it. I took the Patriots here. I will lay the 3 points. The Commanders just offloaded all their talent. They got rid of Montez Sweat. They got rid of Chase Young. Like that's all they had, bro, was defense. Now you're asking Howell to carry this team offensively. It's just not going to happen. The Patriots are playing at home. Belichick's going to swallow Howell up every game. I mean, he's not going to be able to. Belichick is going to disguise things that Howell has never seen before. To me, the Patriots. This is a double-digit win for the Patriots. This was an easy pick for me. I'll lay the points. Give me the Patriots -3.
Wow. Strong argument right there. But I'm with you, my brother. I'm on New England too. Everything you just said makes me almost want to make that one of my locks, man, because only 3 points?
Yeah.
Belichick, he's gonna win some games this year, man. And he ain't gonna bullshit. And he's got a little bit more in his tank than what the Commanders probably know about. That could be a really, really strong pick right there. New England -3. Let's go.
Absolutely awesome, Bleezy. Awesome. Josu Dominguez is in the house. Sup, guys? We appreciate you. Go
Up,
ahead and
Jose.
yes, sir. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you get a chance. Send this segment, this show to all of your friends, your enemies. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Families, neighbors, your
get it out
pets.
there.
Have everybody click the like button and join in Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. for the most exciting betting show in sports media history.
Having a
Let's
good
go,
time
baby.
out there. Having a good time, baby. Let's
All
go.
right. Moving right along, we got the Chicago Bears traveling down to the Big Easy, New Orleans Saints. And as you see, this is a big number, Bleezy. This is a
Big
big
number.
number here. -8.5 scares a lot of handicappers. But it doesn't scare me because the Saints are 4-4 and they're trending up, buddy. Derek Carr has fired that team up. He's got, as we say every single week, multiple weapons at running back, at wide receiver, Olave, even though he got in a little bit of trouble, with the cops over the past week. It doesn't matter. He's going to play, I believe, and the Saints are trending up. Bro, the Saints are going to blow the Chicago Bears out. I'm not big on picking 8.5-point spreads, but in this game, go ahead. I'll lay the 8.5 points. Give me the Saints.
New Orleans coming off a strong victory on the road against the Colts. I mean, the Colts are the Colts, but that's a road victory in the NFL, guys. The Saints have been embarrassed at home a little bit. Their fans have been a little bit rowdy. The heat's been on the coach's ass. Look for the Saints to roll this week. Lay the points, and let's rock and roll in the Superdome. And go get some fucking barbecue shrimp in New Orleans down on Bourbon Street afterwards, baby.
Yeah, baby, that's right. That's right. And don't go to like Bubba
No!
Dump Shrimp or some franchise, Go to the local little shrimp places, the no-name places. That's where the good
Yeah.
shit is. Let's
The
go, baby.
barbecue shrimp and dip the bread down in the mix. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been to Louisiana a couple of times. All right, let's go. Let's go. Keep it moving. Speaking of the Colts, that's our next game. We have the Colts traveling to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, which is right next to me because I'm here in South Carolina. But listen, this was a tricky little one for me too.
Yeah.
But I think the Panthers won their Super Bowl beating the Houston Texans last week, Bleezy. I think Bryce Young, you saw his best. I'm not a Bryce Young fan. I just thought he would get up for that game because of the top two picks in the previous draft. But I think the Panthers are what their record says they are at 1-6. This is a really bad football team. And if you're saying I just got to lay 2 points, the Colts aren't world beaters, but bro, they're gonna win this game. Go ahead and give me the Colts -2.
I'm with you. Well said, Amicus. You pretty much the Carolina is Carolina. They did get that victory, which we talked about that last week. An NFL team that has not won a game is a dangerous team to bet against, but.
Yeah.
They got that victory. The Colts got embarrassed at home against the Saints. The Colts are going to come in there and spank that ass. I'm on the Colts.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, what is this, like 5 in a row we've agreed on?
Yeah.
But hey, man, that great minds think alike. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Sheet number 3, Bleezy. Let's go to sheet number 3.
Number 3 coming up, folks. Coming at you. Let's go.
All right. Our next game is the New York Football Giants traveling to Sin City to play the Las Vegas Raiders. Listen, man, this is another quarterback game. Aiden O'Connell, Garoppolo is out. As you can see, I took the Raiders -1. They just fired their head coach, Bleezy. Devontae Adams and all them boys, they had a meeting. They called upper management, ownership into the building. Mark Davis sat down, ordered drinks, probably got a couple of strippers to show up. They partied out throughout the night, Vegas style, and they had what they say is they had a little talk. They went to the round table, had a little sit down, burning the midnight oil into the waking morning hours, and they figured out we need to make a change, and they did. They got that head coach up and out of there. They got an interim head coach in there. They got a quarterback change. This team is going to be fired up. You're saying I only got to lay 1 point? 1 point against the sorry-ass New York Football Giants? I should have made this my lock of the week, but I didn't. Give me the Raiders -1 all day long.
Let me tell you something about the Raiders. Every time a team fires a coach, the interim coach comes in, and guess what? The team rallies around the interim coach. They get fired up. They get hyped up. They play good football. But guess what? Fuck the fucking Raiders. Brian Daboll and the Giants are going to come down there off an embarrassing win. If Daboll can get his thumb out of his fucking ass, they're going to come down there and take care of business. Give me the Giants +1. Embarrass the Raiders again at home. Let's go.
Wow, what a hot take. That's a shocker. I was not expecting that one, Bleezy. I mean, everything screams Raiders at home, new quarterback, new juice, new head coach, but you were going with the Giants to spoil the parade. Okay, all right, let's go, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
All right, that's going to be a fun one. Keeping it moving. One of the games of the week. And now we know the Chiefs and the Dolphins. That's prime time Sunday morning. But this is a big time game here too. Listen, we got a few big games. We got Chiefs, Dolphins. We got this one, the Cowboys and the Eagles. And we have my Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. All three of those games are this weekend, brother. Are you talking? Listen, this is an exciting week 9 of football. I am excited.
It is, man. It's a great week.
It is. So the Cowboys travel to Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is a tough one. What Cowboys team are we going to get?
Big game right here.
What quarterback are we going to get? Is it going to be the Dak Prescott of last week? Well, here we go, buddy. He played good last week, didn't he, Bleezy? So he's due for a bad game. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, fam. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm laying the 3 points. This is an easy one for me.
Let me tell you something about Philadelphia. Gino's Cheesesteaks loves us. Pat's Cheesesteaks loves us. I've talked to both of them. I know all of them personally. They're begging us for us to come up there. So love you, Philly. Love you, Geno's. But let me tell you something. Dallas Cowboys guys are about to roll up into Philly. They're about to get their cheesesteaks popping. You know, whatever else they want to throw on, maybe some mushrooms, some peppers. You know what I'm saying? You know, but let me tell you something. Give me the Cowboys +3.
Wow.
Dallas coming off a big win. Strong win, a lot of momentum, playing really good football. Micah Parsons is going to come in there and slap Jalen Hurts like a little bitch.
Hey, I love it, Bleezy. I love it.
Give me the Cowboys +3.
Bro, hot take. You have 2 road teams coming in to a situation where, look, the Raiders, they're going to be fired up, and the Eagles are just good. But you got the 2 road teams coming in and spoiling the party. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, now we're going to move into Sunday Night Football, maybe the game of the week to a lot of people. Listen, I promise you, I'm a Bills fan, but I am being completely objective here. I did not just mark in the Buffalo Bills. I did not just pick them this week because I'm Bills Mafia. No, I didn't. I really looked at this game hard. And after laying everything out on the table, looking at all the variables and the fact that the Bengals are playing at home. And I'm going to tell you right now, last year, we went to Cincinnati, and that was the DeMar Hamlin game, but we were losing that game before the Hamlin injury. Then the Bengals come into our home, our house in the playoffs, right? And Snow Angel in our stadium. And we just embarrassed ourselves. So the Bengals have had our number. In saying all of that, last week, you saw the Buffalo Bills start to click. They got Kincaid involved. They got Shakir involved. Josh Allen was moving that rock all across the field. And I think you're going to see that progression even in a bigger way this week. Not to mention, we got Rasul Douglas from the Packers. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that on the previous game when I said that the Packers were going to lose. Yeah, that was one of the reasons too. Rasul Douglas is gone, right? So that, bro, they had shutdown corners on both sides. Now one of them's gone. We got him. He's not going to play this week, I don't think. But it doesn't matter, man. This team is making moves, and we're feeling it. We're starting to trend in the right direction right now. Give me the Buffalo Bills +1 all day long. We're going to whoop that ass, baby. Watch. It's going to happen. Go Bills.
Well, let me tell you something. This game started off earlier in the week. It was Cincy -2.5.
Yeah.
And so it's come down quite a bit. And Cincy coming off a big win at San Fran, coming back. But something just tells me that Buffalo is going to come in there and represent the AFC East and smack that ass sideways.
Love it, baby. Let's go.
Give me the Bills +1. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. No, I think you're right, Bleezy. I really think that the Bengals started off rough, right? And I think that everybody, the national media, has Burrow back to elite status, and they're not using the calf as an excuse. I get that they beat the hell out of the 49ers, but Purdy came back to earth. He's a 7th-round pick, and that defense just wasn't doing what they needed to do. Bro, I think there's fool's gold here. I think Buffalo's about to mollywop these motherfuckers, and you're going to see a blowout Sunday night.
I'm taking Buffalo, too. +1.
All right. Go Bills. Let's move along to Monday Night Football. We have the Los Angeles Chargers.
Interesting game here. Interesting.
Yeah, bro. They are traveling to New York. Well, actually, I'm sorry. They're traveling to New Jersey to play the New Jersey Jets. As you see, bro, we know what the Jets defense did to Josh Allen week 1. We saw what they did to Mahomes. Even though Mahomes beat them, they made him look mediocre. The Jets have been a quarterback wrecking ball, and Herbert is next on the list. They're playing at home. They have a killer defense. If Zach Wilson can just play some semblance of competent football, I don't even think this is close. I think Herbert's about to get fucking owned defensively. Couple of picks at least. Bro, I'm taking the points at home. What's the best bet in sports, Bleezy? It is the home underdog. Give me the New York Jets +3.5.
Josue, absolutely, you could chime in. So let us know when you want to chime in. But this is our last game of the picks of the week. And let me tell you something, Amicus. You were on the Jets last weekend. I believe that was a big L. And they're going to be a big L again. Give me the Chargers, Justin Herbert, which is a mirror image of Mac Jones with a bigger arm. Justin Herbert's going to go in there and cover that spread. They're going to go in there and slap them around a little bit. It's typical Jets, like a little bitch. Give me the Chargers. Laying the points.
I believe you're falling for the Herbert hype, Bleezy. By the way, the Jets won last week. Listen, keep that in mind because that's one of our bad beats. The Jets came back and beat the Giants in overtime in a crazy game. I ended up pushing that game, but the Jets,
that ended up being a push.
Ended up being a push, but the Jets, they just have a stellar defense, and it's a home underdog. We know that home underdogs is the best bet in sports, and that's one of the reasons I'm taking.
I'm on the Chargers on that game. Josue, we're going to open it up, open panel when we get done. We're going to roll through these segments and then open it up. So stay
Yep.
tuned. If you have any questions, stay tuned. We're gonna open it up here in a minute.
Absolutely. All right. So Bleezy has the Chargers. I got the Jets. Give me the points for the Jets. Let's move on to our last game. Actually, do we have the next Thursday game as well? I know we're going to do something a little different with that game. It's going to be a caveat game because it's so far in advance. We'll go ahead and pick it. But if something crazy happens, like an injury at practice or some major move or whatnot, we can,
I don't have it downloaded. I don't have it. Have that.
Okay,
downloaded.
then you know what? How about we do this? Let's just skip that Thursday game. It doesn't even matter. Let's go right into the Fantastic Five.
Yeah.
Segment number 3. This is our best 5-leg parlay, and we'll go ahead and let Bleezy kick off his Fantastic Five for this week.
Woo! Let me give you my top 5 NFL picks, guys, against the spread. Let's go. As you can see, I'm coming out strong. I talked about Tampa. I talked about, Houston. I think they're kind of a fraud. I'm not scared of them. So I'm taking Tampa on that one. New England, Bill Belichick's not going to lose to the Commanders, bro. That's a strong pick. Only giving up 3. I like the Patriots in that one. Giants against the Raiders. Everybody thinks the Raiders are about to come in and rally a little bit. Guys, that's a dumpster fire out there. Take the Giants. The Cowboys. This could be a shocker for a lot of people. But give me the Cowboys plus the points. I could see this being maybe like a 1 or 2 point ball game, guys, where with the 3 points, win you that game. And like we just talked about, give me the Chargers, lay the points. Let's rock and roll.
Wow. Okay. So that's a great Fantastic Five, Bleezy. There's a couple of picks that I have on my Fantastic Five that contradicts yours. Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting week, buddy. Let's get right to it. All right. My first pick of this 5-leg parlay. By the way, guys, you can go ahead and make this a 5-leg parlay where you see right there a $10 risk can return and win you $230, or you can break this up however you like. You can even teaser it out listen, if you tease any of these 5 games, back the fucking truck up to it. Those are going to be absolute locks if you tease any of my Fantastic Five. So think about that as well as a little hint. First game, Minnesota Vikings. We talked about all these games. Vikings going into the Falcons home stadium. They're gonna whoop that ass, I believe. They're gonna win outright, and all I gotta do is give up 4 points. Yeah, I'll take the 4 or not rather give up 4 points, but you're giving me 4 points. I'll take those 4 points all day long. Give me the Vikings plus 4. The Los Angeles Rams, bro, I'm telling you, the Green Bay Packers, they just sent Rasul to the Buffalo Bills. Rasul Douglas, their cornerback, their star cornerback, he is gone. And now I know that you don't have Stafford, most likely. And by the way, Stafford could play. And, bro, if Stafford plays, this is a fucking lock, okay? Because Stafford's going to throw the Cooper Kupp, Paku, and there's no Rasul Douglas to defend. Stafford's going to eat in Lambeau, if that's the case. Moving along, we both like the Patriots here, bro. -3. Bill Belichick's going to do his thing. This is my 3rd lock of the day, or the week, rather. We talked about it earlier. Man, -8.5, Bleezy. As a lock? Yes, as a lock. The Chicago Bears is a dumpster fire. The New Orleans Saints are trending. Derek Carr has that team fired up. This is going to be a blowout. This is an absolute lock. And then finally, this is where we differ, buddy. You got the Giants on the road, spoiling the party in Vegas. And I see it differently. I see that this whole team is going to be galvanized, mainly because of that meeting with Mark Davis and firing the head coach and putting in a new quarterback, getting Garoppolo the hell up out of there, sit your ass on the bench. This team's going to be fired up, Bleezy. The Raiders are going to cover the 1 point.
Let's go.
These are my fantastic fives, my best bets. I'm putting the most money on these five. Like I said, if you tease them, you're really doing good. But go ahead and make you a little money. My locks of the week. All right. Moving right along. It's time for segment 4, Bleezy. It's the Bet the Farm lock of the week. So now, out of all these different fantastic fives and all these other mini locks, we're going to get right into the real lock. This is the one that you back the truck up to. This is the one that you mortgage the house, reverse mortgage the house, bet the farm, bet 2 farms. In fact, hell, bet your neighbor's farm. It doesn't fucking matter because this is our bet that we say cannot lose. Let's go, Bleezy, kick it off.
Okay, so I guess we're going back to my lock. Okay, guys, I served one up to you last week on a silver platter. Okay. And I told you when we got started, I said one of my goals to this is to give you winners, right? And so, Amicus, I mean, I feel good about this one. And let me just go ahead and lay it out there.
Take your time, brother. Woo! Is that a teaser? You got it.
Another teaser. Another teaser. I'm going back to the well. Okay.
Hey, the well was full of flowing water, baby, last week. So go back to it.
Why would I not go back, right? Why would I not go back? I'm going back to the well. And as you can see, guys, we talked about both these games a second ago. You know, there's sometimes you can take advantage of Vegas, guys. And some of these teasers, but you got to be strategic about it. And this is not the exact same strategy I took last week, even though it's a similar bet. There's different variables that you have to take in mind. And both these teams right here, Cleveland and New Orleans, are playing at home. They're both mid-level teams, average to above average, playing inferior opponents. And so you tease the line down. What you're doing is betting on Vegas almost at that point, because you're getting a better team at home, and you're getting that line down. Guys, take that money to the bank. Okay, let's go.
Absolutely, bro. I love that lock of the week, that teaser. I do. I really do. You did a teaser last week. And it worked out really, really well.
I kind of looked at that and I was like, man, I hate to go right back to the well, which I kind of did something similar last week. But if I'm trying to give you guys locks that are going to win, that are just locks, you know, that you're going to cash a ticket on, let's go.
You know? Absolutely. And listen, if the well is producing, well, you keep going back to it. And this is all about making money. And, bro, the Saints -2, that's a fucking lock. Back the truck up. And what was your other pick? What was the other pick again?
All right, let me go back.
The Saints really stood out to me. -2 at home, the Saints, all day long. Oh, yeah, the Browns -2. Shit. Hey, guys, if you got $1,000 laid around, I mean, this is the week. This is the fucking week. Bleezy went 2 for 2 last week. This is a lock. Make some money, guys. Make some money. I love it, Bleez. I love it.
You know, those points may be a little bit different than the spreads we had. I loaded that up earlier. But guys, you know, I'm putting y'all on a little simple strategy that I've used for years. If you can find a couple of superior, and maybe not this case superior, but better teams, and find the right situation, right time of the year, where they're playing at home, and then I mean you can just nail these, man. So
and here's the thing, like, you know, teasers are they help you because you're gaining 6 points on your spread, right? And that's always good, especially when you really believe that you could win against the spread to begin with. I mean, saving 6 more points, but it's a little riskier because you got to win two games or however many games are in the teaser to increase the odds. But that's why it's really important to make sure you're picking the correct teaser, because you do have to win 2 or more.
Yeah,
right?
you do. You do. You do. And that's why you got to be careful with it and get all the variables lined up, which I think I do in that lock. That's why I put it out there.
I
We're
love
good.
it, Bleezy. I love the teaser lock. All right, buddy. Well, let's go ahead and get into my lock of the week.
Was that it?
Nope, no, my lock. I don't even want to tell you, to be honest. But there you go. There you go. This is my lock. This is going to shock you. I didn't go with a teaser because, I didn't, honestly, I didn't know if you were going to go teaser again. And I want to give, some options to the
Yeah.
viewers. But,
Yeah.
the good thing about this is you just have to win one of them, right? And this game is the one I told you it's going to get spicy because Bleezy is taking the Packers. But let me go ahead and make my case a little more why I chose this game to be my Bet the Farm lock of the week. Why we're going to back up the truck. Why we're going to mortgage the house, put everything we own on the table and lock it in for the Rams at +3. It's very simple. I believe Matthew Stafford's playing this game. I believe that thumb is not going to be an issue, Bleezy. I could be wrong. But if I'm wrong, Mark Rippon's nephew, Brett Rippon, is going to start. Hey, guess what? Against Jordan Love and the shitty Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, I don't care if they had Ryan Leaf playing quarterback. I believe the Rams are going to win. They just have a better team. Bro, the Packers are done. They are done. They can't win anywhere. They can't win in Lambeau. They can't win on Pluto. Jordan Love is garbage. His own team came out. The GM said they are unsure about Jordan Love. This cat's confidence is done. It is over with. Jordan Love, they are looking to move off of him. They do not believe in this kid, Bleezy. And you're going to give me 3 points for the Rams and most likely Stafford to go in there with 2 of the best wide receivers in the game? They're going to light the Packers up. This is my lock of the week. Back the truck up. You can fucking... Bro, this is going to happen. It's going down. Rams +3 all day long. My lock of the week. Let's go.
Guys, bet that pick. Amicus he took the Vikings at Green Bay last week, and he sees it again this week with the Rams. I would probably go with that pick if you want to put a little change on something. That's a hot pick. Hot pick.
It was a tough one, Bleezy, because of the Stafford status, right? And how can I make a lock when I don't even know who's playing quarterback? I wrestled with this thought for a whole day. And then you know what put me over the edge? What put me over the edge is I said, Bleezy, we're betting against the spread on all these picks. And they're great lines set by Vegas. None of these games are real locks. These are tough picks. So out of all these tough picks, who do I think is the one quarterback that you can just fuck up a game? And I said, it's Jordan Love. It's Jordan Love. So am I really betting on the Rams? Am I really betting on Matthew Stafford to come through? Or am I betting against that bum Jordan Love? Give me the Rams +3 all day long. My lock of the week.
Wow. Strong. Love it. He's
All
on
right.
it, guys. He's got something against the Packs. He sees something.
All right, buddy. Let's go to segment number 5. Pull it up on the screen for the viewers, please. We got the perfect player parlay. Go ahead and kick it off.
Well, guys, once again, I keyed in on the Dolphins game. I did key in, and I've got 4 picks. And I think this is a lock, guys. I'm putting money on this bet right here myself. Let's get into it. Right here, we've got starting off. Oh, you can't see the top, but that's Jalen Waddle over 66.5 yards. Okay. So we got Waddle over 66.5, Kadarius Toney over 1.5 receptions. And then I got Bradley Chubb over 0.5 sacks and Chris Jones over 0.5 sacks.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying?
Love it. Let me blow the screen up real quick and take a look at this.
Look $10.
Sorry, Bleezy. Go ahead, buddy.
Look at the odds, but that top one is Waddle over 66 yards. He's going to
Okay,
get
that's Waddle.
yes.
Wow, $10, guys, to win 250, getting plus 2,400. But look at this. Waddle to get over 66 and a half yards. Very, very doable.
Look at that on one play.
Exactly. Kadarius Toney to have over 1.5 receptions. Man, just 2 receptions at plus 167. This is amazing. This is really amazing because, I mean, what do they think? What does Vegas think, that Kelsey's going to get 15 receptions or something?
Right.
This is nuts, bro. You found the holy grail. Hey, you know what you found? You found a mistake. You found a handicapper's mistake. And this happens, Bleezy. This is why you got to siphon through all these bets and take a look at these things, because these guys do too many drugs sometimes in Sin City. They wake up a little hungover. And when they set these lines, they fuck up from time to time. And I think you got one here, buddy. I love it.
Right again, Amicus. Vegas, you could catch Vegas slipping nowadays, guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of opportunities to catch them slipping, and I think I got one right here.
Yeah, they slipped a couple of months ago when they did that. They did that prop bet for every single NFL game for that week to kick a field goal, and it hit, and some guy won like $200,000 or some shit.
Yeah,
on a small bet.
So right here we got Waddle over. He needs 67 or more yards receiving. Okay, we got Kadarius Toney needs over 1.5 receptions, which is a joke. And I got Chubb for 1 sack and Chris Jones for 1 sack. Bet 10, win 250.
Listen, man, the Chris Jones sack. I know you would hate to see that sack on Tua, but I think it might be a foregone conclusion. Chris Jones, listen, doesn't he go up against Eichenberg?
Right, he'll get one,
bro. Chris, this is. We didn't talk about it in depth, but this is one of the reasons I went with the Chiefs -1, because Chris Jones is going to eat. He's going to plow through your boy Eichenberg. It's going to happen, and Chris Jones is going to get to Tua. So I love that sack for Jones. The Kadarius Toney is just, I mean, I don't know. They were drinking too much of the bottle that night. And then the Waddle, I guess they just assumed Tyreek's going to eat and not share at the dinner table. But like you said, one pass, that guy he's a burner, right? The hard one's going to be Bradley Chubb with 1 sack. But, bro, if you're telling me I can get plus 2,400 to flip a coin on a Bradley Chubb sack, back the truck up. I love this parlay.
That's a fire parlay right there. But Chubb has been getting his. He's been getting a sack the past couple of games. So.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. All right, guys. So you see it right there, $10 to win 250. We're going to get into my perfect player parlay right now, and you will see that I went a little different of a route. I bet $10 just to win 52, but according to the odds, this is an easier parlay to hit. However, after looking at Bleezy's, I mean, bro, for 2,400, that's the easiest fucking plus 2,400 parlay I've ever seen in my life. You just robbed. That's a fucking Vegas heist that Bleezy just pulled.
Amicus, that's the experience that me and you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean to cut you off.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, bro.
No, it's just it's fascinating. We could talk for another hour on your parlay, brother. It's that slamming. Let's go. But you'll see the other side of the coin right here. It's cut off at the top, but you can already guess that's Josh Allen throwing 2 passing touchdowns. Keep in mind, this is Sunday Night Football, prime time. The Buffalo Bills and their offense took a step forward last week. Dorsey's writing up the plays. Allen is ditching the ball all across the field to multiple receivers. It's a well-balanced attack, and my boy Dalton Kincaid is starting to show out. Allen, 2+ touchdown passes. To me, that's a lock. Allen, 272 passing yards. We know what the guy can do. I mean, he's a passing yards machine. To me, that's a lock. Dalton Kincaid is a feature of this offense now. He's only got to get 31 receiving yards. That's a fucking lock going forward. The tough one will be Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown, but I believe this is a high-scoring game, Bleezy. And if anybody on the Bills is going to be there to score a touchdown and be the safety blanket besides Kincaid in the red zone, it's going to be Stephon Diggs. These are these grinder parlays, guys. To me, this is a real lock. Take your $10 and collect a quick $52.
Absolutely. Love it. He knows his team, guys. Go ahead and lay some money down on that one.
Absolutely. All right. Moving along, Bleezy. We're going to go into segment number 7. And actually, this is going to be segment number 6. My apologies. Blazing Future. So, Bleezy, you hinted a little bit earlier this week. You said that you have a fire Blazing Future. So I'm excited. Go ahead and kick it off and tell the people this wonderful future you got.
Guys, this may be my pick of the year. Okay? This may be, if you're trying to hit a lick, and I'm talking about a lick, this may be my pick of the year. Let me get into it. I'm trying to figure out how
drum roll, Bleezy, drum roll.
We got to get a drum roll. I was about to say I'm trying to figure out how to intro it, but you got to lay it out there. Let me start by saying, let me lay it out there. Bam.
Woo! Oh my.
We saw him play last Monday night. We were all watching live. This guy is balling right now. Balling. And as you can see, I think it's plus is it 500?
Plus 5,000.
Yeah, it's 5,000. That's what I thought. It's plus 5,000, guys. Max Crosby is balling out right now. He's the talk of the radio. People are talking about him all over, and they're about to get the interim coach, which they're probably going to put a focus on Crosby and let him ball. This guy's dominating offensive lines, left and right. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. Put you $10 on that, and you'll have $500 in there about January, February. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Well, listen, plus 5,000. These are the ones, Bleezy, that you do because, listen, there may be other guys that are more in line to win it right now, but it's the future. And you're taking a risk and you're looking at the odds, plus 5,000, $10 to return 500, bro, on a guy that can definitely heat up. There's nobody that's a runaway right now. You got Garrett out of the Cleveland Browns, Micah Parsons was everybody's pick early on, but he's kind of tapered off a little bit. I think the door is absolutely open for Crosby to come in and do a push, make a push for this award. And at odds like that, you can't go wrong. Listen, guys, I love parlaying a parlay into a parlay, meaning do a little grinder bet. Take that Josh Allen parlay at $10, win you a little money. Take that $10 and parlay it into this bet, and you never know. Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Shoot for the moon, land on the roof. Let's go.
Hey, you know what's interesting, though, Amicus, about that is some people in Vegas heard about that I picked him for defensive MVP a couple nights ago. They heard that it leaked out. That was going to be my pick.
Did the odds drop? What's the odds right now?
But Max actually happened to be at a party that night. I've got a backstage footage of what happened when he heard that I was picking him for defensive MVP.
Oh, baby. They got wind of the pick.
That was live from Vegas Wednesday night.
Oh, bro, that is hilarious. That is fire. I love it.
When he heard I picked him for that future. One more time.
Roll that one. Bro, that's a Cuban cigar, man. Look at him lighting up the Hey, Bleezy, you might have to play that a few more times after my future gets posted. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's post my future. Dolphin fans might like this one.
He heard I picked him, and it just went crazy out
He
there.
went crazy.
And
He's
Amicus,
partying in Vegas.
let's go!
Listen, baby,
Woo!
this is my
I'm not this
blazing
fan.
future. This is my blazing future this week. Tyreek Hill, lay the $10 and collect you a nice little 250 at the end of the year. Listen, guys, there's no quarterback that's lighting it up right now. If there's ever a year for somebody besides a quarterback to win this award, I believe the last one to do it was Adrian Peterson at running back. But if there's any chance of that happening this year, it's going to be with this guy right here, Tyreek Hill. And if he gets to 2,000 yards, especially in 16 games, and he is on pace, he's over 1,000 yards already after 8 games, Bleezy. 1,000 yards already after 8 games. There's still 9 games to go. This guy's going to get to 2K. And if no other quarterback is just setting records at that position, this is a killer, blazing future. $10 to collect 250. Go ahead and make that money.
I love that, man. You know, that reminds me of my Philly pick last week a little bit. You know what I mean? I love that.
No.
That's a safe, like you could feel really good when you put that money down. That should hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, Mahomes or Tua or Allen, one of these cats might really take over and, because it is a quarterback award. But here's the thing. There's no quarterback that's lighting it up right now. And as we're halfway through the season. So we're talking, and they got this cat at 2,500 plus 2,500, bro. This is the time. If Tyreek goes out there, beats the Chiefs, okay? Listen to me, viewers. I'm giving you a tip. If Tyreek goes out there and balls, 2 touchdowns for 168 yards, and the Dolphins exercise the demon of not beating a team that's over 500 and beat the Chiefs in Germany, this odds of plus 2,500 will be below plus 1,000. Guaranteed. You need to strike now. Strike while the iron's hot.
Strike while the iron's hot. The thing about that, too, Amicus, is, and you mentioned it, if he goes over 2,000, I think they have to give that to him.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
Well, it would be over, bro, because he would be doing something that nobody ever did before. Right. I'll give you a quick example. Here's the comp. In baseball, the MVP has not been called yet, right? But it's over. It's going to my Atlanta Brave, Ronald Acuna Jr., because he did something that's never been done before. He was only the 5th player to join the 40-40 club, but he became the first player in Major League Baseball history. And we know that history is longer than any sports history in America, right? And he created the first 40-70 club. The MVP is over. You hit the nail on the head, Bleezy. If Tua does something that nobody has ever done before, especially if he does it in 16 games, it's over.
Yeah, man. That's a great bet, folks. Go ahead and throw at least 10 on that right now. Cash that ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can, throw 100, because I really think he has a great chance of doing it. 100 to get you a cool 2,500 on the return. Bleezy, let's segue into another one of our favorite segments. It is segment number 7, where we have our college lock of the week. What you got, my guy?
Woo! Amicus, 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 Amicus. You know, I mean, last week, you already know what I did with my college pick of the week.
You nailed it.
And, let's give a quick shout out to Canes in the building. What's up, Canes?
What's up, Canes? Salute, everyone. Salute to you, Canes, my friend.
Canes, we're going to open up the panel here in a little bit, man. Stay tuned. But right now, guys, let me tell you something. I picked a crazy outright winner last week. My college pick of the week,
You
and
did. You had a good one.
I hate to say it, UCF. But guess what? Guess what? I'm I'm fading you again, UCF.
Wow.
We got UCF at Cincinnati. Cincinnati has got a decent team. They have got a pretty good team, actually. And we got UCF going up to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati at home is plus 3.5. Give me,
Wow.
give me Cincinnati to win outright. They're going to spank that Candy Central Florida ass.
Bleezy fading UCF. Hey, ride that train, baby.
Yeah, once again, I'm riding the momentum. I'm doubling down. I mean, what else can we do, Amicus? I'm giving out locks.
Bro, we're 4-1 in week 1 of our locks. That's the combination. So, in case y'all don't know, that's our college locks and our NFL locks. Locks are locks, baby. We're 4-1, 80% on the
winners,
locks.
guys. I'm just trying to give out winners.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into it. Go ahead and pull up my lock. That's a great one, by the way, brother. Go ahead and pull up my lock. And hey, we're going back to the well, Bleezy. We're going to double down again. If you remember, my lock of the week last week was North Carolina State plus 9.5.
Yeah.
Against Clemson, because North Carolina State was at home and they won outright for my college lock of the week. Well, brother, I got Notre Dame fighting Irish going into Death Valley. Where, may I add, the Clemson Tigers are 1-4 against the spread. 1-4 against the spread, ATS. Dabo just got on sports talk radio and got in a major argument with a fan from Clemson and had to defend himself on the $10 million he's making per year when the team is complete shit. He had to listen to critics and will listen to critics telling him you're not handling things in the portal properly, and college football is passing you by. Listen, he's a 2-time champion. I get what he did in the past, but this year they're 4-4, Bleezy. They're 4-4. Notre Dame has been whipping ass. They are a very, very good team. And you're telling me that Notre Dame only has to cover 3 points on the road against a team that just doesn't compete anymore? This is my lock of the week. Give me Notre Dame to lay the 3 points and whoop the Clemson Tigers' ass. I'm dipping into the well again. I'm betting against the Clemson Tigers. I don't believe in them. My college lock of the week.
Wow. Makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, guys, Clemson is trending down. Notre Dame's got a good team. They got a good coach. They're only giving up 3. That makes a lot of sense, bro. Love it.
Absolutely, brother. I love our college locks of the week. We're going to keep track of everything and see how we do next week. We're going to add these games when we're killing it after week. Quick, before we go into our final segment, which is segment 8, Bad Beats, we're going to do a couple of little bonus picks.
All right? Here we go.
Now, I am not going to do what I did last week and make any of these locks. We have our 4 locks of the week, and we'll leave it at 4. We had 4 last week, and I threw in a 5th that actually ended up winning. That Kentucky lock, right? We'll keep it at 4. But I do want to tell you, even though this won't count as a lock, I really like these bonus picks. And we sprinkle in a bonus pick or 2 every week, and this week is no different. We got USC at home against Washington, don't we, Bleezy?
No, hang on. Where was that?
We do. Well, no. I didn't send you this one, buddy. This is just off the top of my head as a bonus pick. Yep.
USC. Oh, no, yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah, no, I love that pick, man.
We got Washington traveling to USC, and USC, I believe, is they're +3 at home. So they are the home underdog.
Yeah,
Listen, I like
yeah.
the Trojans here. You know the greatest bet in sports is the home underdog. I hear the wise guys in Vegas really love this pick. They love USC to win outright. They believe Caleb is lighting it up. And even though Washington is a better football team, playing better football, they just love the ambiance of this bet at home with Caleb Williams doing his thing. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's not a lock, but I really love this bet. Give me USC +3 to cover that spread.
Write it down, folks.
Now, listen, I'm going to throw out a second little
Bonus pick.
little bonus pick here, all right? Little bone for you. It was on a previous game, Bleezy. It was the Vikings traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. You know I had the Vikings +4. I think you did too. But what we didn't talk about is the over and under of that game. The over under is 37.5. Guys, again, it's not a lock, but take the under. We have two new quarterbacks going. This is one of the reasons, brother, listen, this is one of the reasons.
37.5. That's a strong pick, guys.
That's a strong pick, but here's my argument. We have two new quarterbacks playing.
Right.
They're not going to have a fun day. One of the reasons I took Vikings +4 is because I believe in the under. And if you believe in the under, the lower points you have, the better chance it crunches up. It's like trying to pass the ball in the red zone. Everything's contested and crunched up down there. Well, the scoring is going to be crunched up down there under 37 points, right? So if it's crunched up, well, hell, +4, I mean, that's pretty good. So that's why I like the Vikings +4, but even more so, two quarterbacks that don't know what the hell they're doing. This is going to be a low-scoring game. Go ahead and grab that under. I know it's a very low under, but this screams 17-10 all day long. Let's go.
I'm about to drop the link. The link is dropped. Guys, come on up with any questions or comments. Canes, come on up, bro. Come on up and let's chop it up, man. I know you were trying to get some points in the other night. Everybody's cutting you off.
So, Bleezy, while the guys start coming up backstage, let's finish out our last segment, which is Bad Beats, segment number 8.
Oh, my bad. I thought we were already okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. They can start loading up in the back.
Oh, that's right. Bad beats. Got it.
Yeah, so this is our final segment. This is segment number 8, Bad Beats. By the way, you flashed it a couple of times. There's a game that you keep flashing. It's the Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers. That's the Thursday game of next week. So after Bad Beats, if we want to talk about that game real quick, that'll close us out. All right.
Go ahead.
So segment number 8, Bad Beats. This segment is just what it is. It's Bad Beats. It's my bad beat of the week. It's Bleezy's bad beat of the week. Right. And bad beat meaning we took a loss.
Guys. It's going to happen. If you're going to play this game, you're going to get some bad beats.
You're going to get bad beats. So let's talk about my bad beat. The one that was the worst, and some people don't even consider this a bad beat, but I had to pick one, so it was the closest one to a bad beat. CT wouldn't agree with this, because he thinks that the Dolphins just, murked the Patriots. But the truth is, Bleezy, the Patriots were within 7 points of the Dolphins with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That is a fact. There was a couple, if you remember, a couple of third downs and long, including one 3rd and 9 around the 50-yard line, that if they would have stopped Tua, to Tua's credit, he converted it, but if they would have stopped him there, the Patriots would have had a chance with 5 minutes left to tie that game. And the fact that they could not stop 3rd and 9, that's my bad beat of the week.
Yeah. As a Dolphins fan, we'll take it. New England, man, the more I look at that game this weekend with the Commanders,
Mm-hmm. You
The
like
more
it?
the more I like New England, but that kind of scares me,
Yeah, because it's New England.
because it's New England. Exactly, man.
So
Exactly.
let's get into Bleezy's bad beat. Bleezy, you should remember this one. This is when the Jets beat the
Oh
Giants.
no, the
You had the
Giants.
Giants +3, and the Jets, with like 15 seconds left, march down the field. All of a sudden, Zach Wilson becomes Joe Montana, and he fucking snatches your soul in the final seconds of the game. That must have been a tough one.
Embarrassing. I think I said a couple of weeks ago. I was like, man, I said I think if I was a, and I don't even remember what game that was. We were watching it Monday night, but afterwards I was like, if I was a Giants fan, I think I'd be going after Dayball's ass. And then Dayball gave this game away too. You
Yeah.
know, same business, man. He gave it
Yet you
away.
Yet you picked them to go to Sin City and beat a team that had
Yeah,
them needed and
that's right.
burned in the midnight oil. I love it.
Right. That's
I love
right.
it. All right, Bleezy. Well, let's go ahead and just cover that Thursday night game next week real quick. That's that Carolina Panthers game, I think. I believe.
I mean, I don't think I have a pick on that, bro. Go ahead and fire it
Oh,
up.
then that's even better, man. We can get your pick live. We'll get a
Okay.
live pick from Bleezy for
What?
next Thursday night.
Well, yeah. What is it?
Thursday night's game is Carolina at Chicago. You pulled it up a couple of
Jeez.
times. Yeah.
Oh, we have it. Oh, is that the one? Is
Yeah.
that? Oh,
That's the
okay.
one that you were
My
pulling
bad.
up a couple of times
No,
thinking
okay.
it
I
was a
saw that
lock.
earlier. I was trying to figure out what that was. Hang on. Not that one.
Nope, that's my lock of the week. Back the bread truck up. There
Bam.
we go. That's next Thursday
Oh,
night.
there we go. Thursday night. There we go.
So Bleezy, hey, y'all are gonna get his live pick live on the air. You know, while I'm selling my reason for taking the Bears at -1.5, Bleezy can think about it. But yeah, it's Carolina Panthers traveling to Chicago again. These teams, both of these teams are shit, right? But Chicago's playing at home. They're playing at home, and the Panthers are just bad. And Bryce Young, he's going to have his growing pains. It's a road game. I don't like either one of these teams, but if I have to pick one, I'll lay the 1.5 points, I guess, and take the Chicago Bears. Your thoughts, Bleezy?
Give me Carolina plus 1.5 one time.
Damn.
Plus 1.5. I think Chicago is on the. I mean, they're about to get spanked by the Saints. That was one of my locks of the week. But
Yeah.
I think Chicago. I think that locker room is lost. They're lost at quarterback. That second rate quarterback they brought in is garbage. The Bears are out of control. Give me Carolina to possibly come in there and win that game.
Nice. Love the take. Honestly, I can't hate on it because I probably should have taken them too. You know, it's just flip a fucking coin with this game. By the way, is anybody watching this game? You know, we normally do the Thursday night games. I mean, maybe we'll do it, Bleezy. Maybe UNCT will fire up a
What
show
about
just to talk some Dolphins, but what a shitty
right?
game.
We love to log on and chop it up and watch the games, man. But when you're talking about Carolina, Chicago, I mean, come on, guys, flex something in there. Flex
I
a
know, right?
Dallas, the Dallas, whatever. I guess they can only do that, but
Well,
yeah.
Bleezy, that wraps it up. That is Friday Night Sports Betting with Bleezy and Amicus, a fire show. Go back and listen to it. It's only about an hour and a half from beginning to end. We got your logs of the week. We got your fantastic 5-leg parlays, future bets, player parlays, all kinds of fun stuff, man. We made a lot of money last week, and we can make you a lot more money this week. Let's go.
Put your comments and if you're watching this post facto, which we did. We got a lot of people that watched our last show after it was put on. But if you're watching a post facto, put your comments in the if you got questions, put them in the comments below. We will respond. We had a few people do that, and so
Absolutely.
If you want to know who we like on what game, if you got a game you're thinking about betting on, you want to know who we like, let us know. We'll put you on the right track. Hit us up. I'll look at it. I'll ask Amicus what he thinks about it. But we're pretty much telling y'all what we think about these NFL games, man.
Absolutely. Another fire show, bro. I'm excited to see how we do. We started off with a bang. Let's see if we can keep it going. So y'all come on up, man. Where's Joe Shoe at? Is he gonna hop on up here? Give us
Who?
his thoughts. Joe Shoe.
Josue, where you at? Is he on here? Where's he at? Come up. I dropped the link. I just want to go back. Where is my lock? Guys, I gave you a winner last week. This is a similar philosophy. We're doing the same thing, and I really do not see this being a loser.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that teaser right there, bro. That is a fucking lock of locks. And you're right. You gotta make sure you pick the right teams for a teaser. And bro, I'll be honest with you. If I take well, you heard what I said during our hour and a half, segment show, right? It's basically the five fantastic five that I have. You can tease any of those. In fact, I believe you can tease any of Bleezy's fantastic five. They're all great teasers.
There
Go
you
ahead and
go.
make some money with those teasers.
What's up, Josue?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's poppin', man? What you got?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. I just had some questions about the betting because I don't understand it that well.
Okay.
So,
Well, you came to the right place.
yeah, like the over. You know how it says like when you pick the +3, +1, like underdogs. Like for example, the Buffalo game, Amicus
Yeah.
picked Buffalo, right? So it was like -1.
Right.
Now, Buffalo was +1.5, I believe.
I mean +1. I'm sorry. Yeah, +1.
Yep. Or
So
+1. Yep.
what does that mean? Like +1? I know that the underdog.
Amicus explain that. Amicus will explain it to a T. Go ahead, Amicus.
So, how it works is the handicappers in Vegas, right? The bookmakers, they wake up after a fun night of drinking and they set the early lines every single week, right? So after a week is done, they'll basically set the early lines a week before the game is actually played. And what happens is they set the line at whatever they think will create the most action on one side. So let me give you an example. Let's suppose some drunken handicapper set the line in Vegas at Buffalo Bills -70. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know what that means. It's -70. Like I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. So -70 means that the Buffalo Bills, they're giving up 70 points already, right? Which means they have to win by 71 or more.
Okay.
Meaning Cincinnati Bengals would start the game 70-0, winning 70-0.
Okay. Hello? I can barely hear you guys. Bleezy, are
For
you
a
there?
reason. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I don't know why.
Oh, sorry.
Cut off.
The reason I did such an astronomical line is to prove a point, which is that nobody would bet Buffalo Bills -70. Nobody would bet the Bills to cover 70 points, to beat the Bengals 70 or more points, right? So all the public would bet on the Bengals. And then the ledger wouldn't be balanced. See, what Vegas wants to do is they want to get half the money on one side and half the money on the other side because they collect the juice of the losses. You understand? Like if you bet $100 on a game and you lose it, it's minus 110 typically. So you're losing 110 to try to win 100. So Vegas collects that $10 is called the juice.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm probably butchering the explanation because I'm not the best at explaining it. But
So what are you thinking, Josue? Have you ever bet on any games?
No, I haven't. I have. That's why I'm wondering. Like I understand the over under thing. I mean, that's kind of like the over under is like the combined score, right? But like I don't understand like the +1, -1.
Okay. So what happens? Vegas comes out and they say, for example, I think it started off. They said that Kansas City was going to beat the Dolphins by 2.5 points, and so they say KC is minus 2.5, or the Dolphins are plus 2.5, which means if you take the Dolphins on that bet when the game starts, you're basically starting 0 to you're up 2.5 points at that point. See what I'm
Okay.
saying?
yeah,
Okay.
real quick to simplify it, let's just use the Bengals and the Bills as an example, right? The Bengals are -1. So in order, if you were to bet the Bengals at -1, the Bengals have to win the game by 2 points or more for you to collect that victory.
Okay.
If you were betting the Buffalo Bills +1 like I did, then the Buffalo Bills, well, they if they lose by 1, it's a tie, which is called a push because you took them +1.
Okay.
You see? And if the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals tie the game, and it's a tie at the end of overtime, the Buffalo Bills would win. You would win that bet at +1 because the Bills covered the +1. You see what I'm saying? The easiest way to remember it is that if it's -1, whatever team is -1, that team has to win by 2 or more points. If it's -7, if it's Chiefs -7, the Chiefs have to win by 8 points or more for you to win the bet.
Okay. So if you chose, for example, you chose the Bills +1, you what are you betting on there?
I'm betting the Bills to win the game, basically.
All right. So say you took the Bills +7.
That's an easier one to give an example on for sure.
So if
Yep.
you take say you take the Bills +7, then when the game starts, you're basically up 7-0.
Okay.
Right. Meaning this, Jose. By the way, how do you pronounce your name?
Josue? Or
Josue? Okay.
yeah.
So Josue, basically, if you take the Bills +7, the Bills can lose by 6 points and you still win the bet.
And you would win because you got 7 points.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the opposite is if it's minus. If you take the Bills -7, the Bills have to win by 8 or more for you to win that bet. If they only win by 7, it's a tie. It's a push, and nobody wins. The bookmaker doesn't win. You don't win. It's a push. You get your original bet back. If the Bills in that scenario only win by 6, you lose because they were -7. They have to win by at least 7. But they only won by 6, so you lose that bet.
Okay. So let's say the Bengals, just for example, they're -7, and you choose the Bengals. So you start pretty much at 0, and then the other opposing team at +7,
Yeah, exactly.
and then
Yep, you got it.
you just kind of like tally it as the game goes on to see if you
Right.
won it or not. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's really no tally, and all you got
Well,
to
I mean,
know
for
is
a
that.
beginner, at least, at least for me, it
Well,
would
but
be easier for me.
Right. Well,
well, no,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you the easiest way to do it. Instead of that tallying and like saying this team starts off 7-0, that'll confuse you. Don't do that. Just know that if you're taking the Bengals -7, they got to win by 8 points or more. That's the easiest way to remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for example, like y'all were betting on different games, you have 3 options. Like you can choose like the over under or the +1, -1,
Point
and
spread.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's three options, right? Or it was two options?
Well,
Oh,
you
there's hundreds of options.
well you can bet you normally there's only two options. You bet the spread. I mean, there's a lot of variables, but you bet the spread, which is the -3 or whatever. And then they have an over under, which is the total amount of points scored. Those are the two most popular bets that people take.
Right, but when you get into like the props of the game, you can bet on the coin flip. You can bet on the first quarter score,
You
second
can bet on
quarter.
all kinds of shit.
You can bet on who gets if somebody gets a safety. Safeties are always plus 5,000. So if you put like $10 on a team getting a safety, bro, you're gonna make a shitload of money. You know,
Okay,
if they get a safety.
and do you have to win like all the games in order for you to get paid, or how does that work?
No, no, you just have to have a positive balance in your account, and you can cash out whenever.
So what he means is if you just bet the Eagles covering 7 points, you're just betting on that game. And if the Eagles, win by 8 or more, you win that bet. Now you'll see we did like Fantastic Fives, which are 5 leg parlays, because that gives you bigger odds to have bigger payouts, right? So like $10 can win you $300 on a 5 leg parlay because of the odds. But that one on parlays, you have to win all the bets. They're very,
Okay.
very hard to win. I've won a few 5 leg parlays in my day. They're not easy to win because you
Yeah,
got to win
hard
5 games against the spread. That's tough.
Okay. I understand. So a parlay is pretty much a bundle of picks, and then
bundle.
you can do
Yeah,
like the individual picks as well.
exactly.
You gotta pick two winners, man. A parlay is a hard thing to hit.
Yeah,
The teaser Josue is where it's at. The
yeah,
teaser. You see me giving out these teasers. Watch me this weekend. I'm about to hit this one this weekend too.
bro. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, listen, this is only our second episode. Me and Bleezy, we get together like once a week to discuss production and everything. We might like teaser segments might be fun. Who knows? Because they might deserve their own segment. Because if you pick a right teaser, bro, that's the lock of all fucking locks.
It really is. Josue, you can actually take a team and tease it up to like 10 points. So, like,
Yeah,
if the Dolphins are +1 against the Chiefs, you could take it up to +11. You
Okay.
follow me?
A little bit. I'm gonna have to do some research online to see exactly like more in detail. But I mean, yeah, I kind of understand a little bit more for sure.
but
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
bro, do a little research and then watch the show and everything will make sense to you. And then make yourself some money, bro, because we're having a blast out here making these picks and we're winning.
What's the most you have gotten? Like it's money and stuff. As far as money.
I don't. Me personally, I don't bet a whole lot of money on football, even though I might. I bet as my stack goes up, my bets go up,
Right.
and right now my stack is going up.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'll keep you posted on that one.
Last night for the show, I did a player parlay, and I'll be transparent. If you watch the show, me and Mikey lost that player parlay. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Titans. And here's the thing. I would never do that parlay as like anything to tell other people to do. We do a show on Thursday nights. Typically, it's fun. All the guys hang out, watch the Thursday night game, and we have a couple of player parlays. It's fun to track them during the course of a game, right? But they lost, so that was $28 gone right there. But guess what? In a couple of days, these Fantastic Fives are about to go down, and Daddy's going to make some money. So it's all good. We'll parlay those winnings, and we'll keep it going. We'll keep it stacking.
I mean, Josue, if you got a little extra money, a little extra change, you can invest like 30, $50 into one of these. I'm on Bet Online, and so is Amicus. Mike's on FanDuel, I think. But you could throw 30 to $50 on a little account and bet, $2 a game, $5 a game. and just have fun with it, man. It's not. This is not meant for people that don't have the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a basketball game coming on here in about 5 minutes. It's the Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are playing.
Yeah,
Well, I parlayed them big time, man. I put about $15 on a few parlays there. I
he's
got
out
one
here betting the
$5.
NBA.
Bro, yeah, I love it. I hit the Lakers one the other night, a big 11-leg Laker parlay. Well, like a $2 bet won me 40, and I got a $5 bet that'll win me 135 tonight if it hits. So I love player parlays. It's my favorite bet.
That's badass. It's probably easier in basketball because they're more
They're
consistent.
they're hard. Player parlays are real hard. The key to player parlays is you really got to know your players. You got to know the team. You got to know the trends of that team. Like in football, it's all about what's the defensive scheme. Are they going to go to Diggs a lot in this game? I had my player parlay was the Bills this week, right? So I had a little four-leg parlay, something that I believe you can really turn $10 into 50 quick because Allen should hit all that, right? But my parlay the other night, my 11-leg parlay, it had LeBron James scoring 24 points, Anthony Davis scoring 27. I mean, there was a lot of different components to it, but they hit, and they're real hard to hit. You really got to know. You got to know your players and what their trends are.
Yeah.
Don't bet on your favorite team. Is my advice. Don't ever do that.
Well, here's the thing, Bleezy. My player parlays are typically in football always on the Bills because I know them.
See, that's player parlay is different though.
Oh, you mean straight up? Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I mean straight up.
yeah.
I'm taking a player parlay on the Dolphins game, but I'm talking about straight up because at least for me, because I always end up betting with my heart, and it doesn't work, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're right.
I stay away from the Dolphins games as far as I said that during the show tonight. I said if it wasn't for my own personal policy, I would probably be loading up on the Dolphins this weekend. But we'll see.
Well, that's the hardest thing. I really have to remember that. Hey, I'm doing this for the viewers. But listen, I took the Bills and I bet against the Dolphins 2 weeks in a row. So right now it doesn't look like I'm being objective, but I really am. I'm being objective. I just think the Chiefs -1. Pat Mahomes -1. Bro, let me tell you, the underdog at home is the greatest bets in sports. Pat Mahomes -1 is the greatest bets in sports. I don't know how you can't take the Chiefs.
At home, though. Come on.
Well, they're the home team in Germany, bro.
I think they're going to call this is going to be the game that's called the game that was over before it ever started. Because we left on Monday, and then Andy Reid came out and said we're not leaving until Thursday, and the entire nation said, "Well, the fucking Chiefs are about to lose,"
Well, I'm hyped for this game. I really am because if the Dolphins let's forget about the spread for a second and just talk football, right? If the Dolphins win this game, even though -1 is pretty much the same as talking about pick 'em, but if the Dolphins win this game, it kills the narrative that you can't beat anybody, right? Because you lost to the Bills and looped by both of them, right? So that would kill that narrative, which really they need. And McDaniel even talked about it at a press conference. He gave both sides of it. I thought he gave a really good response.
I heard that clip.
Yeah, he said if we lose, it doesn't mean that we can't beat anybody, and if we win, it doesn't mean we're going to the Super Bowl. Like everybody, just fucking relax. It's one game. And he's right.
He nailed it with that one. He nailed it.
But here's the thing, Bleezy. It does matter to the fans. It matters to us because the agenda and the narrative will be there. Bills fans are going to hound you if you lose, and if you win, I think you really. I don't buy the fact that, Pat Mahomes, the travel thing and everything. This is the Chiefs, bro. You beat the Chiefs in Germany, and it means something. It means that the Miami Dolphins are for real. You're contenders, and you're a team that people have to really, really pay attention to. This, to me, this is a must-win for you guys. I get what McDaniel's saying, but there's a narrative lingering. You have to win this game, Bleezy.
No, I agree. This is a must-win, just to keep us on the upper echelon of the AFC teams. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and the thing about that is too is McDaniel. He knows what time it is, man. He knows what time it is, and he went and got there. He left on Monday. And much respect to Andy Reid. You know, the Chiefs they've got a good team. They're going to come in and compete their asses off, man. But how can you not say they're not going to be jet lagged? It's fucked, man. I think they just got in this morning, right? I mean, that's crazy, dude. We've been there since Tuesday, man. Javon Holland.
I can't believe that they didn't learn from the Bills. I guess they don't believe that maybe the only thing I can think of, Bleezy, is that they chalked that Bills loss to the Jaguars up against. It wasn't just that the Bills flew in on Thursday, but it was also that the Jaguars had been living there for a week. Yeah, see, the Chiefs know that the Dolphins and the Chiefs are both going over there around the same time, just on a 2-day difference. Right. So maybe he doesn't think that's a big enough advantage.
Old ass Andy Reid, that's going to hurt him more than anybody.
True.
His old ass.
There's so many variables in this game, man. I mean, just off the top of my head, the travel, right? Let's list a few of them. We got the travel, the Chiefs going late, the Dolphins going early. We got the fact that Tua had some brats, had some drinks, and played golf. Hey, it may not mean a lot to some people, but to some people it does, right? We have Pat Mahomes coming off of an illness. We have Pat Mahomes losing to the shitty Russell Wilson-led, if you want to say that, Denver Broncos. And now he's got to like bounce back. We got the fact that he lost for the first time with Taylor Swift not being there, right? They've won all the other games. She was in attendance. She doesn't show up and they lose. So now, like, all this shit plays, man. These are mental variables of a game. We got the Dolphins not beating anybody since week 3 of last year against the Buffalo Bills. We got the Dolphins losing to the Bills this year and the Eagles by significant points. We got all these narratives and these variables, these intangibles, these nuances. Bro, this game is going to be fire to watch.
Everybody's been saying that we haven't beat a good team, this and that. And I said earlier in the week on one of the shows, if you're one of those people saying that, well, we're about to get all we want with KC, man. I mean, they're a Super Bowl contender. I know they just got beat by Denver, but if you're going to say that they're not a quality competitor, then you can go fuck yourself.
No, they absolutely are. Let's talk a matchup real quick. What do you think of Chris Jones versus Eichenberg? That's got to scare you a little.
I put Chris Jones on one of my player parlays. He'll get one. He'll get one sack. Hopefully, max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Max Crosby.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he's dancing, baby. Get that Cuban cigar. Where's he at?
I'm not exactly talking about.
I love it.
Evidently it went through Vegas, man. Everybody heard that I picked him for defensive MVP, and he got fired up.
Yeah, he did. Like Cubans. Love it. Listen, man. That's one of the matchups that leaned me towards the Chiefs -1 was the fact that Chris Jones was going up against Eichenberg. And
that's a good point. That's probably the thing that scares me the most is our offensive line. Once again, what do we have? Robert Jones playing right guard now.
I'm not sure. I'm a
I'm not
Bills fan.
Yeah. Now we'll see how it rolls out Sunday morning. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, the flip side of it is if the Chiefs lose two in a row,
they're
bro, this
trending
is what
way
makes
down.
this game so good. Because if the Dolphins lose, it's like, all right, this team is not, they're not real contenders. They can't beat the good teams. That's going to be a real narrative again, right? But if the
Right.
Chiefs lose, bro, the narrative is going to be two losses in a row with Taylor Swift
Trash.
not being in attendance. This is not the same Super Bowl team. This team has serious deficiencies.
Yeah, you're right. If the Chiefs lose, the narrative's going to be that is Andy Reid going to be on the hot seat? Could be. Who
Hell
knows?
no, he's set for life.
Yeah, he's not going to be on the hot seat, but
Yeah, Andy Reid, he's what we call a made man.
here's what's going to happen when Tua wins that game. This is going to be him walking out of that stadium in Germany. Okay.
Damn. Yeah, what's the other one? Don't you have the other one where he goes up and slaps the shit out of the guy?
This is going to be Tua smacking the shit out of Chris Jones.
That's my favorite one. I mean, slapping the shit out of him. Yes.
Slap the shit out of him.
That's what Chris Jones is going to do to Eichenberg.
Hang on, check if this is. Let me see if this is the one. This is going to be the Miami Dolphins walking in to Germany. I think if this is one, I think it is. I don't know if it is, but let's go.
What are you doing?
Don't get bad. Better get bad, Jack, because you ain't bad. You're going to get fucked. You're bad. They don't mess with you.
That's right. That's right. We're bad. That's right. We don't want no shit either. That's right. Darn right. We don't want no shit. You understand? We don't take too much shit. Take a little bit. We don't take.
Oh, that's what. Have you ever seen that?
No, well, I'm familiar with it. That's a pretty infamous scene in movie cinema, I believe. That's Richard Pryor, right? And
Yes. And Gene
yeah.
Wilder.
Yep, Gene Wilder, right? Gene Wilder, that's Willy Wonka. Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's stir crazy, man. That's one of the greatest movies ever.
it's a little before my time. I'm 44, so that was what was that? Early '80s.
Yeah. It was basically before my time, but it was right when I was coming up and popping.
Yeah.
But you gotta love. Let's roll this one more time. You gotta love the beginning of this. Is what I love. Check it out.
What are you doing?
Don't get bad. Better get bad, Jack, because you ain't bad. You're going to get fucked. You're bad. They don't mess with you.
That's right. That's right. We're bad. That's right. We don't want no shit either. That's right. Darn right. We don't want no shit. You understand? We don't take too much shit.
No shit.
Now listen, was he saying we're bad or mad?
We're bad.
Okay, yeah.
He said that's right. We're bad. We're bad.
Yeah. And they're all looking at him like, what the fuck are y'all on?
Yeah, they're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh man, Richard Pryor, legend.
He's a great. I love Richard Pryor, man.
Yeah, me too. Gene Wilder too, man. Okay,
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he was, man.
Bro, give me the original Willy Wonka over that fucking Johnny Depp shit, man. I just no.
Gene Wilder had mad talent, man. He was in other movies. I don't even know what all, but he
There
was a
was
great.
there was a movie called See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I think was a famous one he was in too
Okay.
back in the day. I remember being a. You know what's weird, man? I remember I'd never seen the movie, but I remember being a kid, like 7 years old, walking by a movie theater and seeing that movie featured on the marquee.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah, man. You gotta love it.
So real quick, this Buffalo Bills Bengals game, the national media, everybody's taking the Bengals. I think we both took the Bills. I think
Yeah.
everyone's in for a rude awakening on that. I think they have Burrow goggles on. I think the Bengals but bro, Burrow is like the darling of the NFL somehow. I don't know how the fuck this happened, but whatever. You can be in love with Burrow all you want, but I'm telling you right now, Josh Allen is about to go into that stadium and whoop that ass. It's going to happen.
I think Buffalo's got something for them, man. They're coming off a big win at San Fran, probably a little too high on the horse. I think Buffalo's going to come in there and slap that ass. I want to see Josh Allen. I mean, I really don't want to, but I would like to see Josh Allen step up and play a damn good game, man. He's got a lot of people fucking nipping at his heels right now, telling him he's got to step up.
Well, here's another thing is, just in the past week of the trade deadline, we lost Trey White, right, to the Achilles.
Right.
Well, we got Rasul Douglas from the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers fans are pissed. They loved Rasul. And he's going to come in. He's not playing this week, I don't think, but he's going to come in and take over Trey White's place. And that's a good replacement, a real good replacement. So now we have the cornerback position locked up. Like we're not deficient there anymore. Okay. Right. Then you got Matt Milano. The word on the street is Matt Milano will be back for the playoffs.
Oh, for the playoffs.
Yes. And Dorian Williams and Terrell Bernard will just hold down the fort, Now, Terrell Bernard is fucking, bro, we thought that was a bust, a round 3 bust a couple of years ago, and it turned out to be one of the best picks we ever had. Terrell Bernard is an absolute beast. He's the guy that took over for Tremaine Edmonds. So instead of paying Tremaine Edmonds $17 million a year, we paid Terrell Bernard pretty much nothing. So great move there. I just think that with Leonard Fournette coming over and taking over for Latavius Murray, we've improved this team significantly this past week. And y'all are about to see the best version of the Buffalo Bills, which should scare the living shit out of everyone.
I'm on them. I think they'll beat Cincy. All right, bro. Let's wrap it up. Another great show once again, man.
Always, man. Fire. Always.
And I think you nailed it earlier when you said the proof is in the pudding. Look at our picks. If you think you could pick better than us, step up to us. Put it in the comments. Come on with us on the show. Let's see if you think you can pick better than us. Come get you some. We'll put you on here and we'll pick with you. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. And listen, we'll talk later, but there might be Mikey has those crazy drunken 11-leg parlays. It would be cool to get him to showcase.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Sure, because I love those parlays.
No, that could be an interesting, part of the show. We'll bring on anybody who's got some bets they want to throw out there as a lock of the week. Come on, throw them out there, and we'll see what happens with your picks, man.
Absolutely, man.
When me and Amicus started this, that was one of the things we said is nobody else is doing this. And one of the reasons why is because it's not easy to do. It's hard to pick these picks against the spread.
Yeah, and let's throw ourselves some flowers too. It's entertaining, bro. You know, I mean, we don't have
I
no
love it.
big production and everything. We don't have like the lighting and
Right.
the producers in the back like creating
Right.
shows. It's me and you, and we do our thing. We make it fun. The personalities are fire. We're engaging back and forth. So if you want the win rate plus the fucking personalities, bro, Friday night sports betting with Bleezy and Amicus is the place to be.
Right here, baby. Let's wrap it up. Am, you have any final thoughts?
My final thought is 62% win rate, 80% locks. There's some wiggle room there. We're not going to win every single week, but bro, the goal is to win money. And at the end of the year, if we can have a win rate of 55% or more, we're better than Vegas handicappers. We've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not afraid. I listen to these other cats on some of these shows. I listened to Nick Wright today. Nick Wright had 3 picks that I had already made 2 days ago. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, you know, he's a gambler. He's betting. That kid from Colin Coward, you know, the fucking co-host. He's a big time gambler. He's mentioning the shit that I already mentioned 5 fucking days ago. You know, I'm like, bro, I don't need validation, but it's kind of neat to hear it on the national media side. Like, we're not new to the game. We're true to the game. I've been doing this for a minute now. Let's go, baby. Let's win these picks.
It's 10:33 on a Friday night. We just laid out picks for the weekend, folks. So you could track it over the weekend if you want. So like I said, nobody. I don't see anybody else, especially in the Miami Dolphins community, coming out and throwing out picks like we are. You know, they
in the Dolphins community, you're the only one, brother.
right. They might be talking about it. They might be dabbling around with it, but nobody's coming out and just saying, "Here's my lock. Here's multiple locks."
No, not at all. In fact, there's I won't say the name or whatever, but and I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just being transparent and honest. There's a Buffalo Bills YouTuber, a podcast where he has a show that does weekly picks, and it's him and another guy just like us, and they're doing the weekly picks. But well, they're just going through the games, and they're just giving like their ideas of who's going to win the game, you know. And there's nothing ATS against the spread. Nah, it's not even a gambling show. There's no logs. There's no parlays. It's fucking boring as shit.
Don't give me your picks if you're not going to pick it against the spread. I mean, that's
Yeah, if you want to do a show if you want to do a show for fun and just pick winners and watch me and Bleezy go 95% win rate 2 weeks in a row, just picking winners. I mean, that's fucking easy. Anybody can do that.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game, man. What we're doing.
Yeah, bro.
And so, hey, man, we got them locked in. Another great show tonight. Let's fucking rock and roll over the weekend, bro. I'll be talking to you.
All right, brother. You have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right. We're going to end it, folks. Peace.